Everybody okay?
Oh,
Yeah,
Ready to play?
yeah.
think
Okay,
so.
let's start this game. Um, yeah, I'll do a small recap of because it's some people have not been here, Thomas, for the last few sessions. So try to do a recap from where we were um, in the previous session. I think you ended when we ended in the Mistshore in front of Grinda Growl's lair, and uh, she was actually go between Kai for the Xanadar Guild, well, woman actually, and but she was wanted out. She wanted nothing to do with it, and she actually had her pet rabbit take the stone of Golor to her mausoleum in the City of the Dead, and you follow that with the key, but the key wasn't necessary because the moment you arrived at the mausoleum, it was broken open, and robbed by another crew. But apparently not Xanatar, because when you left the crypt after being attacked by a flame skull, some Xanatar Dragar joined you guys and started attacking and asking you to turn over the key, or the stone at least. And well, you didn't have that, so they left after being scared away by Sir Ambrosius, who guards the city of the Deaf. And um, you found a small, finely crafted key, which you took to the locksmith guild, which you found out was actually used in a lock recently placed in some abandoned, well, semi-abandoned warehouse or place, the tower, where a lot of people squatted, and a lot of people squatted there indeed, poor people. But there was this one door with this nifty lock, which actually fit the key perfectly. And when you opened it, you found two dudes that were stealing skeletons out of the city of the dead, and they're bringing that to a necromancer in named Losser, I think, in the trades ward, and his shop, the Denny Mops. Below it was his cellar, which you entered from a secret entrance, which you got from these fellows. And while you entered that, there was a battle ongoing between Xanatar, Kenku guild members, some bugbears, and a lot of skeletons. And uh, you didn't really know what side to pick yet in the beginning, but you found out that the moment they got the key or the stone from Losser, well, they ran away from the crime scene, so to say. And you tried to pursue the necromancer for a bit, but well, when he retreated into a skeleton army, uh, you thought the better of it and actually went after the stone. This is where session 24 started, and session 24 there's a hot pursuit through the city, through the trades ward, through a very busy street with a lot of cars. It's middle of the day, and you're pursuing a couple of Kenku, and you spotted some geysers, and actually it was a bugbear still. And while trying to pursue them, trying to tackle them, investigate them, you're hot on their tail, but you took some nasty hits as well. And in the end, you almost lost the trail of the final Kenku, who was escaped your grasp. But fortunately, you heard some sounds, and some kids told them one of her friends was kidnapped inside of this abandoned old windmill, converted windmill thingy. And you went up there, and you actually found Kenku trying to keep this kid as hostage material. Well, you just defeated him quite easily, and de-escalated the situation, rescuing the kids. The stone fell on the floor, and out of the side of the tower, through the arrow slits, a gazer used his telekinetic ray to grab the Stone of Glory and take it with him. Not feeling beaten yet, you ran down the stairs, turned a corner into an alley, and there he was. And at almost the point he is giving the stone to another bugbear, and what you seem like an intellect devourer trying to intercept it. You actually deal with the gazer, get the stone, and get the hell out of there. And through the busy traffic of Waterdeep, you find yourself now in relatively calm waters, no longer being pursued. But the situation is that you are now in a possession, and you were planning to take the stone directly to Renard. But then the stone started talking to Sean, or Thalius, no? Sean,
Me.
right?
Alias.
Thalius. Yeah, and well, it explained to you that, well, it sensed you and your companions, and was very interested. So it's a sentient stone, and was very interested by your capabilities and your secrets, and it wants to guide you to the vault and explain to you where the vault is. But it also explained that to open the vault, it needed a couple of interesting items that have to be presented at the entrance of the vault. And it's now late in the afternoon. The sun is still up, but you find yourself en route to Renard's place, at least. Still being heavily wounded, some of you. I think Thalius is worse for wear, if I remember. Or maybe Sean as well. I don't remember exactly who was the most. But
Sounds alright.
Sean's alright. Okay, so yeah, you're.
I think
In the
you
city?
were in a coach.
Yeah, you're in a
Okay.
coach.
Yeah.
The two silvers have been paid, and you're en route to Renard, and you're discussing this while the stone has been talking to you. Well, what do you do?
Good question.
Try to get in
Get into character.
get into character and think. What the hell to
Channel
say.
your inner character. Yes.
In my mind, we were still discussing whether we should go to Renard or not, but that's just me,
Yeah.
maybe.
No, you're right,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I think before the stone started talking to you guys, you said, "Oh, let's go to Renard," or somebody said it.
The
And-
character's
and
probably going towards Renard, but we can divert it.
You got in the coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, just to make sure I'm on the right page on that
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
Nothing has been
Thalius,
decided. You can go. any
Thalius
place you want.
suggested that we should hand it over to Renard before it started talking, so that's where he ordered the coach to go. But I remember that there were people who had different ideas about that. So
I remember telling Thalius that he's an idiot and he shouldn't listen to talking stones, something like that.
yeah.
Well,
I don't know. Seems like we have a choice to make. I mean, it rightfully belongs to Renard, isn't it? Didn't we call him our friend? Promise we would get it back for him?
I guess
Kind
we did.
of did.
What? I don't know.
Are you saying you're having second thoughts about it?
I am. The way he talks about his father is not necessarily the greatest person
Yeah, they're
give
not nice
something.
people.
to.
But that's sort of the question. Are we working for not nice people, or are we doing this for ourselves? I mean, it's a lot of money. If the stone works.
Yes.
Am I there, or am I story-wise somewhere
Oh,
else?
sorry. Yes, Andre, you've been along for the ride.
Yes,
You've been just
you've
very
been
passively and
chasing
pacing
after the-
everybody.
You've been hiding in the shadows.
You're
Yeah,
just
exactly.
saving
We've
yourself.
been taking like arrows and swords for you, man, to keep you safe, but
But story-wise, you're all
Appreciate it.
together.
Did you remember to loot all the corpses for weapons and put them in the back?
Well, I think we fled halfway every fight.
Yes.
Yeah.
There was no
Fair
time
enough.
for looting.
Well, if we show up with 500,000 dragons in this city, we're dead.
Yeah, but you don't have to spend it all at once. I mean, that's a rookie mistake, isn't it? You win a lot of money and you spend it all the next day, but it's a nice thing to have under your floorboards. And we could even travel to a different city. Take our time, get some new documentation, move, be merchants on the road, decide to settle down someplace new, a small fortune. Not 500,000, but a little bit less, and spend a bit more than we would normally make. Fix your books. I mean, the most difficult thing about getting money is the criminality that requires to actually obtain it. But, like, pretending we're running an inn that's successful that's not actually successful and supplementing it with cash that's under the floorboards is pretty simple.
It will be several wagon loads of solid gold. You're gonna have to raise the floorboards of the entire inn.
Assuming it's in a safe spot, we don't have to move it all at once. And there are magical means to move things.
True.
I mean, it would only make... Yeah, assuming that's a vault that can be locked again. I mean, there's no harm in leaving it in there.
It reminds me why this is our problem. It's Renard's problem. It's his stamp stone. He doesn't want it. Let's he give it back to his dad.
So you want to give it back to Renard. At least that's the honorable thing to do.
Oh, let's
think-
say I now understand why Renard didn't want the stone in the first place. I always wondered about that. If it was just a stone to riches, but it seems to be a little bit more than that.
Well,
But also the
needs
components.
things.
Why these specific components? I'm assuming for the last one, there is a fish that goes with the fish bow we stole a while back. I'm assuming
Yeah.
that's the fish that they're referring to. But
That's the
Yeah,
elephant in the room,
I-
isn't
if
it?
he is not directly involved in hiding it in the first place, why would his pet fish be one of the keys to unlock it?
Oh, I absolutely believe this stone is just messing with us. Giving us a task that's seemingly impossible.
You hear some soft laughter in the back of your head, like, wow, it's always nice to have a light challenge, Thaddeus. I mean, I love secrets, but the best secrets must come out at some time. This is what you hear, by the way.
Does everybody hear it?
No, just you.
Well, I mean, we can just give it back to Renard. Call it a day. I mean, you guys can go home. I can't really even do that. Feel like I'm worse off than when we started this adventure.
Yeah.
What did you do
So
when you went upstairs in the house? I think we never asked you.
I think you did, like, multiple times.
pretty sure we did.
The answer is not gonna change. I didn't do anything. I just made sure we weren't being ambushed by Xanathar. Was it Xanathar or Centrum? I can't remember, but that's
Oh.
that one who can't remember.
You said you saw nothing in the house, and later there were apparently 2 children that you didn't see.
Yeah, I just checked to
I
make
f-
sure there wasn't anyone ambushing us. Didn't search the entire house.
I think we've established that whoever framing us is framing us. I mean,
Yeah, it's like the big coincidence that the people died right side of our inn, and the big coincidence that they broke down our door when they thought Renard was there. I don't think these are coincidences. They're just targeted attacks, as they know we are after the stone, so...
So, doesn't that mean if you give the stone back to Renard, the coincidences will disappear?
As long as everyone knows we gave it back, and believes that.
Well, that's an easy thing to do.
Problem is, if we tell people we gave it back, that doesn't solve the problem. People will still be going after that stone. And
Yeah.
all that money will go into the hands of people that won't do any good with it.
I mean, if we want to establish ourselves as reliable help, then betraying the person after doing the job instantly is not gonna promote more well for that. I mean,
I like Renard. I think
Yeah.
we should honor the deal. He's the only one who has the contacts to provide a bloody army that would be required to keep it safe in the first place anyway.
yeah, the thing I'm most worried about, I guess, is that if we give it back to Renard, people will still think we have it. And they'll still come after us.
I highly doubt that.
Could you ask the stone if we get
Don't
the
ask
items
stone.
and we don't have the stone, what will happen? Or
So, Magic Stone,
Do your magic 8-ball.
you can hear me, right?
Ah, I hear you. I actually heard your friend Sean as well.
Yeah.
Try again later.
So you're wondering what would happen if you just got the items and not have the stone? I mean, I can open the vault door. That's what the stone does. I open the door, but I only let you open it with these specific keys.
So, more importantly, do you need the items to open the door, or are you only willing to open the door if we present the items?
Well, that's for you to find out, isn't it?
I think this stone is telling us that we need it to open as well. So, if we're giving it back to Renard and assemble the items, we then have to steal the stone from Renard and hope he doesn't change his demands. Its demands.
It's a crazy thought. Maybe you ask Renard if he wants to give you the stone.
Do we want the stone?
Well,
Or-
you seem to want it.
Or be given back the stone and we work on a deal for a bit less or more manageable payment for each of the components need to unlock the vaults, and we'll unlock it together.
that's actually not a bad idea. Work
That
with
way he
Renard
gets the stone,
for Renard.
you get extra pay.
We get a manageable amount of money. And they can open the vault.
You're assuming that the stone will just make this easy for Renard, not pose another challenge.
Well, check with them then.
Fair enough. And we should take it too.
Or it. Or her.
I think the value for Renard's
Sure.
father is not the gold inside the vault. It is the knowledge to other people that he has potential access to the gold inside the vault, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
His family seems rich enough. Without that money, it's just
Well, rich people tend to want more money.
no.
You
They're
can
much more
raise one
powerful.
hell of a mercenary army with 500,000 dragons.
I think seems is
Yes.
also the imperative word in that sentence. I don't think his
They-
family is that rich considering the complete lack of servants.
I think they were.
Yeah, they were once rich and powerful, now they're just persecuted. I mean, if he can't even hire guards on short notice and needs to hire us, then they're not super wealthy. They're just pretending to be at this point. But yeah, you're
That's
right.
all you need
For them,
for
it's...
other people to believe that you're wealthy.
So you do... I seem to recall that you weren't a great fan of Renard, Olivia.
No, I'm not, but it doesn't mean we should cheat and steal from him.
What would the Grey Hands do with 500,000 dragons?
I'm surprised you haven't claimed the stone for the Grey Hands yet.
Probably they will think they would do a lot of good and therefore do a lot of bad with it. You know how it is with secret organizations. When you give them unlimited power, they tend to,
Take it.
yes, and go over the bend with it. Like
You're
people
not
tend to
exact-
disappear for no reason and stuff like that.
I would have expected you to advocate in favor of giving it to the Grey Hands. You're not exactly a loyal servant of theirs, are you?
I am a loyal servant. I'm keeping them honest.
I think Olivia did put a finger on it. With this kind of money corrupts anyone. Can corrupt anyone. So I
Just
don't know.
see what it is, the corrupted power that we even talk about keeping it. It's already doing it without us even having access to it.
True.
You start arriving to Renard. So the coach got the address from the direction. So you are approaching Brenda Hall at the moment. So you had either have to get Saite to drive to do another block or something, or but otherwise you'll be at your destination.
Oh, we'll give it to Renard. Get our payment.
I
would prefer in the end the money ends back with the city. It's the city's money. It's the people of the city's money.
Yeah,
But
that's a
who is in charge
noble.
of the city?
Yeah, that's a noble goal in theory, but if you
Yeah,
truly
that's the
wanted
thing.
that,
Any of the local factions will take over the others if they suddenly get 500,000 dragons.
whoever gets it is not gonna distribute amongst the people, and even if you do, it will just cause inflation and ruin the economy. It sounds nice in theory, but it's not how the world works.
well, as Andres mentioned, the other way around it does work. So I don't know. I do believe we could ask Renard if he wants the items to open the vault, yes or no. Try at least to get
Honestly,
it there
I think-
ourselves, and for all the people to have it, it's the least problematic, maybe.
Sure we can, but it's a talking stone. It's just trying to challenge us, play with us, annoy us. It doesn't care about the items.
I don't know if it doesn't, but we could. I guess we could test that.
Sirs, we've arrived at Brenda Hall. Well, end of the line, or do you want to go somewhere else?
I think we're right where we're supposed to be.
Yes. Well, thank you.
I need 5 minutes, guys. Either here in this coach or we take a block, but I need to show you something that I can do outside.
Well, then staying in the cart would be complicated.
You know what? I'll do a round about the block.
Thanks, sir.
And you see him holding up his hands like.
I throw him another silver.
Oh, thank you, sir. And he pockets it. And hurrah! And the horse starts moving again and lurching into a trot.
What about our freaking traveler pass? Surely you should qualify for that by now.
Can we get a week pass?
Pay 100 gold for a year contract.
That's a good idea. Let me think about it.
You can see that as Sean mentioned, he's constantly like kind of rubbing the palm of his hand, scratching it, and this stone, maybe take it out so it can see or something. I don't know where you're keeping it at the moment, but
I'll hold it in my hand and like point it at you, I guess.
and
Do you need to see? Can you see?
Oh, I see and sense a lot. Thaddeus, don't you worry about
I'm
it.
guessing you can see first fine if you're in my pocket.
And
right?
you see, you do see that the stone. I've shared the image of the stone now without the spoilers. The three dots, they almost look like eyes, but they're still stone. It's not like any material, but it has a very ice feeling, and it's also not a very cold stone. You when you hold it, it's warmer, but sometimes it feels like freezing cold, and then warmer, and then it's very weird.
I'll just point the eyes towards Sean, I guess.
Sean changes into his original self, white hair, blue skin, and you can see at the palm of his hand there is this almost like a burn scar, erased bit of skin in the form of a key. And he focuses, and an actual key comes out of it.
And you hear in your mind, Thaddeus, secrets revealed. I love it.
You happen to have a goldfish in the other hand that we don't know about?
No.
Pray do tell what
Which
key is
key
that?
is this? It asked for 2 keys.
This should be the key to the prison of a Fiendish deity.
Key to the what?
Be a weird question, but why do you have a key to a fiendish deity in your skin?
It is the key that Olivia found in the senator vault. That was she was missing.
All right.
It was
Why
you.
do you have it?
The connection I have with my weapon, and the way it's giving me my abilities, it's not just a weapon. There's someone or something behind it. I'm still trying to figure out who or what he or she is, but I've been having dreams, visions of these keys, of the vault. I need to get in there.
To let what's inside out?
Maybe. Or stop whatever's in there from coming out. Assuming this being is powerful enough to grant me my powers and direct me, it would probably be easy enough to find someone else to do it, so...
You think this being is inside the vault?
I think
The
more
vault
of
is
the
their
keys
prison.
that are needed to free it are there.
Oh. But that would mean that the stone is working together with it.
I don't know if the stone is or was privy to that information.
I
Could
think the
ask.
stone, we can pretty much assume it's a... Well, I don't know. I think it's just messing with us. But it knew you had that key.
Exactly.
Stands to reason that it knows what the key is, what it does. And I turn the stone. What exactly does that key unlock?
Oh, you assume too much. I'm just interested in secrets, and I love it when secrets come out and people are getting tense. I love it. But I don't know anything beyond that.
Well, if it knows anything, it's not willing to share. I think this stone just... Huh. So what are you
You
saying
wanna-
exactly in showing us this? That we have one of the 5 things we need?
A,
Yes.
we have one of the 5 things we need, and B, that I have other reasons to go after this vault. Just to be open about it. And I don't know. Like I said, it's been weighing on me for some time now. The dreams aren't always pleasant. The urge is constant to get there, so it is a burden of sorts.
But you think it's a good idea to go after it?
Well, don't see any other way to get rid of it. But and as I said, I'm afraid that if I don't do it or fail or whatever, it'll just find someone else.
Well,
Not to be a wuss or anything, but I would very much prefer keeping keys to angry, let's kill everything kind of deities be hidden very far away and not engage with people who ask for them. Usually people who ask for keys to fiendish deities don't... I haven't personally met any, but I have a feeling that it is rarely for any good purpose.
From I don't know how much you share of what the stone is telling Thalius.
what I said.
Alright.
And I told you, like, the list of things they want.
I don't know. I don't know if the stone is just trying to force us to open up or anything, or if it's... I don't know.
Well,
It seems weird that it wants this key and then also a goldfish. I mean,
well, Sean, you and your family helped me in my greatest time of need. So I guess I owe you one, and I throw the stone to you.
gotcha.
You guys,
Ah,
you know what? It's right
Sean.
there. We should just go in and talk to him and not just.
Sean basically owes my life. I basically owe my life to Sean. And what his family did for me, so guess it's up to him.
Interesting. Now, you get to help me, Sean.
Right.
Well, the keys still remain the same. But thanks for opening up. You're such a honest boy.
Well, someone has to be.
Huh?
So, since Thalius was kind of short in telling us what and how, what do you want these things for? Just a way to test us, or?
I like secrets to be out in the open. I like people to overcome their own hurdles. And don't you think that it's better for everyone to be honest with each other? I mean, you're all friends, right?
Right.
And you have this common enemy, your biggest hurdle. It would be great to land the final blow on that one. I see nothing but good here. I mean, it's a chance for you guys to really get to know each other. And by this time, it's like, we arrived again. Bernard Hall. I mean, I don't mind keep doing this, but are you done, guys? And the old scruffy.
I just put another silver in his hand.
Don't
Don't say anything.
Walk around it is, and he shuts the thing again. And then everything starts moving again. No.
Well,
So we're going vault hunting, or are we still taking the option of giving Renard to Stone, offering to get the components for him, and then potentially going as a joint venture? That way,
Well,
still getting to go to the vault, but
The
without
stone keeps
actually...
saying that it likes secrets. I'm guessing our secrets are not Renard's secrets, so our price is not Renard's price.
will our price be Renard's price? Kind of look at the stone.
There's only one way to find out.
Right. It's not really giving a
But
direct
don't
answer
you
to that.
think you deserve this, Sean? I mean, you fought hard for this. You're just gonna turn this over to Renard. Wow. Interesting.
Well, the stone definitely wants us to go.
Of course, the damn stone wants you to go. What do you think?
by all means, let's listen to a pet rock.
Yes.
Not
Can you ask
Just
it if
saying.
it's immune to fire? Because at this point, I really want to throw it into some fire.
That's another option, actually, to destroy it.
got a
Throw it into the
feeling
sea.
it's not that vulnerable.
Take a voyage,
Um,
throw it into the sea. But
You know a
yeah,
dragon.
to be honest, probably just give it to Renard. If that's what your gut tells you, Sean, I think you should follow it.
I have doubts. Either way. Like I said, the stone is kind of diverging that, saying it probably won't be the same, or we'll find out when we give it, and it's kind of the same, I guess. But
So,
as you said, I also don't think we're safe as long as we have it ourselves. But hey, we're not safe at the moment either way.
fair enough. I mean, realistically, can we even get hold of a goldfish owned by the greatest crime lord of Waterdeep?
What's his name again? Silgar?
It might just be
We
trying
got his
to...
bowl.
Yeah, but that's a different story. We also almost died getting that bowl.
Yeah. It's another thing it's saying, you know, defeating your enemy. Like, okay, so we just gonna have to take out the entire Inhibitor guild? How the
There
hell
might
are we
not
gonna
be
do
a
that?
price. It might just be collecting souls.
Or it might just like chaos. It's
True.
what I learned. I learned one thing today, that the stone is trouble to whoever holds it. So I don't particularly like Bernard, so he can have the bloody thing, and we'll probably all be better off.
Yeah.
I don't know. I need to get in that vault. I don't know.
Well, any of you really sharp on ancient elven history?
I look at Olivia.
I know a thing or two, but that's not the point.
What is it you're hiding? You're advocating so harshly for the stone not to be ours.
Well, obviously, haven't I made myself clear? The stone is, at best, trying to create chaos, and at worst, pure evil. So, well, why would we want it?
If
No,
you
I-
truly believed it was pure evil, you wouldn't give it to
No,
someone
I
in
said
power.
at worst.
No, Well, at best it leads us into a vault with 5.5 million dragon, which we can then use for good.
I don't know.
Feed the city.
Hmm.
Infrastructure plans.
Exactly.
Well, if you ever in aspirations to rule this place, then sure, be my guest.
No.
But the next time we come around at Renar's house, I'm gonna go out of this damn coach. I'm gonna walk inside, and what I'm going to tell Renar depends on whoever follows. But I'm gonna tell him something. I don't know what, but we'll see. But I'm getting out as soon as we get there again.
Yeah, and at this point you're approaching the last corner, around the corner again, and
It's fantastic timing, Olivia.
just a heads up, I'm going to stop in like 10 seconds again, but if you want me to keep going, just and he holds out his hand again.
It's
Sure.
no, we're getting off here. Well, at least some of us are.
Okay, good choice. And a bit disappointed, but like he also here. And,
Easiest fare in his life.
yeah, it's like just keep running and stationary around the block. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, and you it's not a big. You've been here 3 times today already. It's a nice busy street in front of Brenner Hall. Very nice estate, as you know.
Nobody seemed particularly suspicious by the fact that the same coach has been riding in circles around this area for a bit now.
I'll make a perception check.
Did have said he had guards now at his house, so maybe they noticed.
19.
Oh, huh? Did it show up? Or?
Nope.
Oh. There it
Yeah,
is.
there it is.
It's
Lights.
no, and actually, that's a funny thing. Olivia or Marco, whoever made this comment, is quite right. Nobody in the streets has noticed you, but you see some of the guards, which have now arrived from Neverember Estate. They are keeping track of this coach, but the moment you guys come out, they've seen you before. There, you see them relax a bit, like okay, this probably is okay, and but they're still watching you keenly.
Let's get out then, I guess.
I guess the moment Olivia gets out, I get out as well, and I look at Sean whether or not to close the coach door.
I'll get out. I mean, if Oliver's gonna say something, then there's no point of me not being there.
It's,
Okay.
All right. Well,
Yeah. So
let's
everybody
get in
gets
then.
out.
Yep.
You're standing. The coach moves away behind you. We're going to the next fair, and you're standing there in the middle of the street.
Yeah, head to the house.
Shall we?
I think she's just anti-threat.
Yeah, you walk the stairs and you see the guards. They watch you apprehensively, but they know you. So you knock on the door and you get opened by the servant you've seen before from Neverember, and you're let in. And Renar is actually sitting upstairs writing some letters. And hi friends. Wow, it's been a couple of days, but have you made any progress?
Quick
that.
question. We heard some rumors. You know if the stone ever talked to your father?
What? Stone. Oh, the Stone of Galore.
Mm-hmm.
No, to be honest, I was never privy to all the dealings he had with it. He he and I were not always on the same page, so to say. So he didn't share all the information, but
Can I check this?
like inside, you mean?
Yes, please.
Yeah, you can make an insight check.
Oh, I'm also wondering if he's lying.
Oh, you can make it.
15.
Sean
It's
doesn't
a
do
low
insight.
roll. But you have information about the stone?
Well,
We know where its current
Look at I look at Sean.
we know where its current location is.
Oh, good. Okay. Is there anything I can help you?
What is your family actually gonna do with the stone? Because rumor has it, if I remember correctly, the fabled money that might be stored within this vault was taken without particular permission from the city of Waterdeep. What would be the plan if this turns out to be correct?
Well, to be fair, I think the treasure itself is Horde of a Dragon, which was defeated a while back. But you might be right that most of the money comes from people from the city, but also around here in the lands. Yeah, what the family would do with it? Yeah, probably do good for the city and restore some order and peace. And yeah, that's.
Is your father planning on coming back?
Well, if he has the funds and the support, which needs funds, then he might return. Yes.
When you say need the funds, as in
Well,
potentially
tell you that my father.
taken back over by force?
No. I mean, no force. No. It's not our way of working. But and you make an perception check, by the way. While you're up. Yeah, so he is very keenly choosing his words, but you sense not maybe for you guys, but you see him also eyeing the guards a bit while he's talking, because there's guards everywhere. His father's guards, so to say. Yes, I think he wants to reclaim a seat with the lords, even, well, not the open lords, of course. We would not overthrow Earl Silverhand at the moment, but I mean, my father would love to be back on the. But that's a steep price to pay, I think. And so those funds will go to at least those things. But I think having never ever back in Waterdeep will be a very, very good thing.
I think this is too much politics for me. I don't care who rules the city.
Well, neither do I. My question is, my concern is more the amount of mess that will be generated in the attempts to rule the city. I'll be all right, but if someone were to, let's theoretically say, get a hold of 500,000 dragons, come back to their city, be rejected, 500,000 dragons can sway a lot of people to pick up arms.
Yeah, but the man had the stone before he sent it here. If he didn't use it before, why would we be in a hurry to use it now?
Maybe just having it as a negotiation chip, showing that you can produce the power enough to raise an army that size.
I'm not privy to all my father's designs. I don't know how he would handle it yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't think he would let me handle it. He probably would find a way to come over here and unlock the vault himself. Something like that.
Oh.
I mean, he locked the money away there himself, so he's the owner of it. He knows where it is. To be fair, even with the stone, apparently you find the location by the stone, but it's been all very cryptic to me. I wouldn't know where to go in the first place.
Well, I sure feel better sleeping at night knowing that you would have it, Renard, than either your father or the criminals who are after him.
Sure. That's. I'm glad you would recover it. I'm not sure if I want to use it. It's. To be fair, I'm glad that nobody's after me at the moment, and I think they were mainly after me because they thought I knew where the stone was, and having it back in my possession would be, stressful. I mean, I'm a bit better protected right now, but
Would you send the stone back to your father then? Get it.
to be fair, I haven't.
What would be the point in your dad sending it here in the first place?
Well, I think he wanted me to open the vault for him, or something, but I don't know for sure. It's been very stressful, and actually, to be completely honest, I really, even though it's horrible, I didn't mind that the stone was gone out of my life, and probably would, in the wrong hands, would do a lot of harm and horrible things, but now I don't have the targets on my back anymore.
Then how, if you're not really keen on actually getting the stone back, why send us to look for it?
Well, I think, rationally speaking, it's still good to have people other than Xenatar be in possession of it, and but you said you know where it is, so if it's easy to get, then I'll send word to my father that you have it, and he'll probably find a way to sneak back into the city and thank you and be done with it. And then we can all go back to our lives. I mean,
could we talk in private without your guards?
You can say anything to in front of me, what you want to say in front of my cards. I mean, there's no secrets between us.
All right. Take that into consideration.
And you see him giving you some some eye movements.
Well,
I don't think I have to roll
if we
insight on
can
this one.
But if you know where it is, then do you need something from me to retrieve the stone? Otherwise, I'll see you out.
Need is a big
Well,
word, but I could go with a bear.
No,
And I start
No,
walking
we,
up towards where his kitchen is.
no, it was just to come by to bring you the update that we were getting closer, that we're on the case. And I just look at Sean and I just nod to Sean.
yeah, we have a good lead, but nothing permanent yet.
Okay.
Just wanted to inform you about that. Make sure.
I see it's pretty late already. I mean, you're welcome to stay for dinner and if you want, but
It's all right. I think we'll head out as well.
Miss my I miss my own bed.
Here
thanks
from
for
the
the
other
offer, though.
room. We're not staying for dinner?
I'll make
Leave
dinner.
the man's food alone.
Alright.
And he walks you out, and I was like, "Oh, come and check this." And and to you, Andre, and he takes you to a study, and it's like, "Oh, look at this," and he talks to you like, "Look, I don't want my father back, and never went in Waterdeep. I mean, I know I'm supposed to get the stone and bring it back to him, and he unlocks the vault, and he came back, and all the soldiers here are supporting that, and they're all his men. I cannot speak this out in front of them, but it's better if the stone never gets found. I mean, I wouldn't mind the money, but I think at this point I'd rather not have the target on my back, and I also rather not have my father back in town." Okay. Yes, that's interesting. Thanks, Andre.
Very interesting. Thank you for showing me. That's pretty cool.
Yep. Yeah, you see some guards looking a bit like, "Oh, what happened there?" But okay, you're let out, and it's now by the time you've spoken to Renard, it's now 5:36 p.m. You're back in the streets, and yeah.
We need to talk.
Well, it's interesting how
Clearly.
it's rather interesting how quickly your moral compass pivoted once we were inside.
I said nothing.
Exactly. You said we should give it back to Renard, but the moment that was actually about to happen, you quieted down a lot.
Okay.
He
Blame
doesn't want it.
Blame the little wizard for giving you the choice to do the right thing on your own. Sure.
Right. What is the right thing exactly in this situation?
I don't know. That's why
Good
we need to
question.
talk. And it's not. We don't need to talk here. Didn't. And then like point at the cards. Like,
Let's go.
Morning portal.
Sounds
And
like an
someone
idea.
probably still shouldn't be seen around Trollskull Manor.
Okay.
Fair.
And you actually from around the block, you see the same car driver come by. Like, I thought you guys would be back soon. Yeah, get in. And where to, gentlemen?
Yawning portal.
On the portal it is. 2 silvers a piece.
Or are we roughing it and doing something at the dock wars?
Might be safer. Less public. Less
Oh.
pride.
We know a nice place, don't we?
Yeah. Yeah, let's go there.
Dock wars, please.
Probably better.
That's a pretty broad area, but if you specify when we get there, then
The skewered dragon.
Skewer dragon. Wow. Okay. Wow. And he looks over to you guys like, okay. I mean, I had you back for a different crowd, but sure. 2 silvers nonetheless.
I'll hand 2 silver.
Yeah, it's 2 silver per person, right?
And he
Alright.
starts navigating towards the extreme south of Waterdeep. And
Well, as we're in the coach, I say, well, it's a shithole, but at least we know everyone there is our enemy.
what
Exactly,
did
no surprises.
What did Renard want to talk with you about, Andre?
No, it was clear there was stuff he didn't say, which was also why I didn't offer up the stone. He doesn't want it. His primary concern is to keep it out of the hands of everybody, including his father.
He's not
He
as
doesn't
adept
want
as
his
I thought
dad.
was, then.
He doesn't want his father to come back. He definitely doesn't want any of the criminal organizations to have their hands on it. And based on his demeanor, I don't think. I think the current balance of the good factions in this city would quickly shift to a where they shouldn't be if either one of them suddenly got a massive influx of funds. They sort of keep
Pretty
each other in check
sure.
at the moment.
I'm pretty sure that by tomorrow we have one of his father's henchmen following us, since the guards heard us me mentioning that we know where it is. So I'm pretty sure we'll have a shadow by tomorrow.
No, that's where we're going, to this shithole, so they don't know where we are.
I have no doubt.
You don't think they won't find us here?
Oh, it'll take them a little longer.
And they will stand out, and they will most likely stand out as much as we do, making them that much easier to see.
They don't care, do they?
Well, they know we know how to get it. They don't know we have it, so it's the
Yes,
risk for
but
them to show themselves
If
before
you
they know
put
where the
yourself
stone
in
is.
their shoes, the logical thing to do is
Follow us, yes.
follow the people who know how to get it. And
So we're gonna take a nice
Well.
nap and then find the Xanatar straw place and go there. And they'll probably assume we're still on the job.
Okay.
Yep.
Either way, I think we bought us a night to think this rover for real. And don't say we should do the right thing and then say you don't even know what the right thing is.
just give you the death stare.
Okay. So you.
By the way,
yeah.
Stefan, question. What was the reward Renard actually offered us for finding the stone?
I don't think he actually offered you guys a reward in that sense.
We're just doing this out of the kindness of our hearts.
Yeah. Well,
I think it's kind of linked up with what we were doing, so yeah.
Yeah, well, he hired us to protect him at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
Exactly.
they kind of fell into
Plus,
it.
it was, I believe it was also a bit in the hope of him using a bit more of his clout to make
Alright.
sure that you could actually go to your own place again.
Yeah, something like that. Fair enough. Okay.
yeah. I think he's not poor by any means. So if you you'd ask him, he probably would give you something. But I mean.
Like I said, I think it was the idea of someone with connections to help us with our court case.
Yeah, so you arrive. The more south you go in this area, the shabbier the buildings start looking, and the shadier the people and the folks. And you even see you get the sense that the cabbie is like, he's like, yeah, we're we're almost at the destination. I mean, look, I'm not picking
Yes,
up
we're
these other
stopping.
clients.
We're stopping here.
We're not doing rounds around the block here, don't worry.
Okay. Just checking. I mean, I don't like this neighborhood.
Come to think of it, I like hand him a gold. You didn't drive us around today, do you understand?
Oh no, ma'am. Who said that? I mean, and he steps out and yeah, it's safe, sort of. You can go.
Ish.
I just quickly get out. Pull my hood up.
What actually? I mean, you're probably changed in your default Sean appearance, right? Again, right after feeling.
Yeah. As soon as we got at Renard's house for the first time, I changed back.
Okay. Yeah, so you get out at Secured Dragon, and you remember this from when you first met each other. Actually, Olivia, you weren't there, of course, but there's this alley that runs between Net Street and Filet Lane, and it's this. And actually, in the corner, you see old Toblop shop where you went the first night as well. And yeah, it's a dive. It's a ruin. The front-facing windows are still smashed. There is a ship's anchor in the lodge of the roof, lodged in the roof, and you don't know if it's ornamental or something happened. But it's pretty busy already. It's there's the windows are dirty, the ones that aren't broken, but you see some light flickering and some shadows, and yeah. You can walk in.
I just go in, And go straight up to the bar. What would it cost us to get a room for the night?
Oh, this sounds very nice. I think it's more like
Needs to be a bit more off key.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like,
Cheaper
Yeah.
instruments.
you walk over. Give me.
You have any room with 4 beds?
Or back.
Room.
He means, do you have 4 rooms with 1 bed?
I mean,
Sure.
we're not an inn. We're a tavern, but you want a room? Yeah, we can make something happen. I have some spare rooms upstairs too. I haven't got patrons that want to stay here.
Sounds wonderful.
One of the rooms
And
is a bit open. There's a big anchor lodged in the roof, but it should be not rainy today.
sounds lovely, and I shove 2 gold coins towards him.
Holy.
Yeah,
Okay.
Without that reaction, please.
Here, some ales on the house. Well, actually, it's meat, but you know.
Yeah, just take
And,
us upstairs.
You go upstairs immediately.
Yeah. I do, I'm not sure if the rest
You
follows.
actually see a figure you remember. Svozis, who actually got you to your first underground tournament way back. And he's drinking in a tankard and he's like, Sean! And he looking for another underground tournament?
Maybe some other time, friend. I'm a bit busy at the moment with regular work.
Oh man, you should come back sometimes. I mean, it was very fascinating to have you guys over.
We'll try to find some time. I'll know I know where to find you.
Good. And yeah,
And I start following Delius up.
you will walk upstairs. You, Andre and Olivia follow as well.
I'll sit with my ale at a table.
Sure.
Try and shush some away, and I'll keep an eye on the door. I'll order a plate of whatever they classify as food around here, and I'll keep an eye out on the door for about half an hour to an hour. See
Yeah.
if anyone has a particularly never ember guard look to them, or particularly out of place. Come along, and if nothing happens within that, let's say an hour, then I'm gonna head upstairs as well.
And make a perception check for me.
Money.
Yeah. So first of all, you sit down at the one of the tables there, and it's not extremely busy, but there's a lot of people there, and some of are eyeing you a bit because you're better dressed and more well kept than the others, and you look also like somebody not to mess with. So they look at you like out of place, but they continue on their own stories. Nobody pays you heed. And the bartender who actually comes back, and I'll get back to it soon. He have some food, and you see this cast iron kettle over the fire stove, and he just puts it down this spoon, and it's like you hear the sucking of what you remember as tracking mud when you were in the wilderness, like, and it's like, and it still remains the same shape as when it left the spoon, and it slowly starts to ooze out a bit over the plate. But it
All
looks,
day stew.
yeah, it's you're not hungry afterwards. Let's put it that way. But it doesn't look like it looks like shit, but it tastes reasonable. It's hearty, it's warm, it's nice for a change. Yeah, and before he comes back to you, Andre, the bartender actually runs upstairs before you because what you see is it's actually never used as a tavern, and one of the rooms is actually his, and so you see that the bed is slept in, and he has a sort of a wash basin. But the other room with the anchor to the roof, it's a bit open to the elements. It's you know it's but he gets one of the a little tarp and throws it over a bit, and um, he'll try to do as best as he can, and he fluffs the bed a bit, and 3 mice shoot out, and like, oh yeah, and it's like, yeah, ready, sirs, madam. If you need anything, let me know. I'll be of your service. And he,
I'll throw him another gold and say that's for forgetting we were ever here.
yes.
And as I do that, as I get the gold out of my cloak, I make sure that he sees like the hilt of a weapon.
He sees it. Yeah, he scurries up downstairs and helps Andre to his plate of food.
Dinner. Let's call it dinner.
Yeah. Yeah. Potato. Yeah.
Maybe on a good day.
Yeah, but in the end, Andre, you see patrons arriving. Some are more ways than others. There's some dock workers, probably just entering from a ship that just moored at the docks. Sailors, I mean, and but otherwise, it's there is this one annoying jester kind of a bard who thinks he's funny, but otherwise extremely annoying and very bad at flute. And people don't pay him heed. But after an hour, nothing really catches your eye with that check.
Are there any windows to the room?
To your room?
Yeah.
There is this slated roof window, but it's not really big enough to. Yeah, you can probably get out, but you have to really squeeze. It just lets in just bare sunlight. But the other room, the place where the window was, on the was there's the anchor half through it, so a bit more light in the morning.
I snap my fingers. Probably nothing happens because I'm unsummoning my raven and then summoning it again and putting it outside the window. So it's just gonna
No
sit
problem.
there.
Yeah, you can lift the window a bit.
Perched on the anchor.
And then I'll ask it telepathically if it delivered its message.
And you get information from it.
Yeah. Well, I turn to Sean and say, well, I guess our friend at the docks knows our tomb has been violated.
Seems that way. Well,
Did you tell your friend that it wasn't us who violated it?
Well, I don't really remember the exact wording, but I'm pretty sure I put that part into it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have sent the message.
We violated your tomb.
You can find us at.
But I figured she deserved to know since she was helpful.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, you get that Grinder resurfaced a bit to at least get the message.
Should we wait for Andre to talk, or do you want to talk now?
I think it's only fair to wait for Andre. I'll his opinion already. So
Yeah,
I'll wait
so
15 minutes for Andre to
I'll come up. That's
50 minutes of
scoped it out.
Yeah,
scoped it
awkward
out
silence.
downstairs.
I just
Doesn't
unpacked
look
some
like,
rations.
Anyone is following us.
Well, that's good, at least.
Yeah.
And I have no idea what's in the stew around here, but it was surprisingly edible. I don't want to know what's in there. But
No, you don't.
As you say that, I get like another cracker out of my ration pack and go like, surprisingly edible sounds actually surprisingly appealing at this point.
hardtack.
So,
Oh yeah. By the way, how much do you owe for the food?
No, you're on the same payroll as the 2 gold will cover a lot.
Okay, fair enough.
The 3 gold immediately. So yeah, you're
In my mind, the cost of the food went instantly more down.
It's an all-inclusive stay. Very nice.
Yeah,
yeah. You get one of those bracelets.
exactly.
Over 18.
You're not gonna charge 3 copper to the guy who just gave you 3 gold for a room, which is just a
Free
storage room.
food, free ale, free meat, and we even got the special one for free alcohol.
You're saving some money to fix the roof at some point, but yeah.
Well,
So, I guess we're not
So-
giving it. So we're not giving the stone to Renar?
Honestly, I don't think he wants it.
no, exactly. And from what I hear, he thinks it's trouble to give it to his father as well. So,
Throw it out into the ocean?
well,
Well, that would be an option, except we have someone insisting on going and have a snoop around.
well. I mean, we
Oh.
just got it, and
I was only
I've-
partially joking about us knowing a dragon, by the way. I can
Oh,
think of
actually-
if we just want to get it gone,
That might
making
be
a
very
deal with our
good
friend
idea.
in the harbor.
Like, a dragon is of that kind is probably never gonna get tempted by the stone.
But that was an extremely young dragon.
yeah, I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing as well.
Dragon!
A young dragon. It sounded
That's-
young, even in the way it acted.
But even a young genius is a genius.
Who says it's a genius?
It's a dragon.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably.
Well, I mean, I wasn't a genius when I was born. I mean, it takes some time.
No, but you're still smarter than the dog that was born.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well,
I get
yeah,
what you're
but-
saying, but it didn't seem like the most reliable type to deal with. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter.
Well, how about this? We have to deal with this janitor thing no matter what, right?
Do we?
Do we?
Well,
by
you
the way,
wanna run for
Or
it.
else they will eventually deal with us, I think.
Yeah, I think they'll. If whatever we do with the stone, if we're not keeping it, we should make damn sure that everyone knows we're not keeping it.
They
And
don't
by the
know.
way-
Well, there's only one person that knows that we got it, and that's the guy we got it from.
Yeah, and the Xanatar Guild probably suspects.
They suspect, but they don't know.
Yeah, they'll hunt us as long as they suspect.
Suspicion is enough for them. Shit, suspicion of 500,000 dragons would be enough for pretty much everybody.
Yeah.
Sean, the moment Andre mentions his patron in the harbor, you hear in your mind, there's a man with nice secrets. Love to get those one in the open as well. Interesting. That's it.
All right. This thing really gets off on secrets. It's crazy. All right.
That's
Well, I've like I said, I mean, we're either running for the law for the rest of our lives or dealing with the Xanatar. And I think there is really little in between.
Need to clear Talius as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Guess we could try and my best friend Barnabas. We can reach out to him, see how far he is in his investigation.
Yeah.
He's been so appreciative of our help in the past. Maybe we can push it along a bit further.
Yeah, well. I think whatever danger the city guard poses, or trouble I should say, is overshadowed by whatever the Xanatar will guild will throw at us, as long as they think we have the stone.
Well, since one of the components is what would most likely be the head of the Senator's Guild's pet, we could theoretically solve both of those at the same time if we have the skill and luck enough to get
One,
that close.
you guys say it gets off on secrets, but this is the goldfish a secret? That doesn't seem to fit.
I think it gets
Well,
off on toying.
One way
with
to
people.
find out.
It's just toying with us.
I mean, maybe it's not a regular goldfish and it knows Xanatar's secrets.
I mean, if we're talking about painting a target on our head, if we steal that fish, that target will never go away.
True.
I mean, I'm not saying you couldn't move halfway across the continent with that money, but if I was the most powerful crime lord of Waterdeep, and word got out that a bunch of idiots stole something of mine that was dear, I would spend a lot of
more
resources.
this.
Yeah.
A bunch of idiots already stole some stuff from him, so I think we're in the same problem whether we steal the goldfish or not.
Yeah, but I don't think word has gotten out yet.
Well, some idiot opened a secret back door when we were in the vault, and at least some of us were seen.
Well, if we went in, we might already have a goldfish. Anyway.
Looping back to our favorite vault to see what's actually behind that door now.
Are we doing this? Are we just
That sounds...
starting with the goldfish? Well, I guess we have one key.
Well, I mean, can I make any kind of check to see if I know what they mean by the Manor Garden of the Shadowy Glory?
Yeah, you can make a history check at least,
History.
or a religion. I mean, yeah. Do history check.
History.
Can we all join?
Yeah, and actually, Andre, you can make it with advantage, by the way.
Okay. Which is nice. one and a 2.
Nice advantage.
Oh, this is like the you wanna yeah, giving advantage and they will crap.
I know nothing.
I know. Yeah. Oh.
Well, and that's for one. So I
That makes sense. It's not ancient history. It's pretty recent. Sean, you remember Shadowy Glory? Yeah, I read it in a newspaper article lately. It was the same article. You were more obsessed with the date and time of the next tournament, which was proposed there in the Gladiator. But there was an entire article about in noblemen's homes that somebody accusing noblemen in Waterdeep to be Baal followers, called the Shadowy Glory, like a group.
Right. I checking the handout as we speak.
Yeah.
You remember the handouts?
Drow spotted around the city. Baal
I-
worship amongst the nobility. Gladiator tournament.
Yep.
Each other every 10 days to discuss the alert of more that they can be formed these guys of one.
Yeah. It's like the headline of the entire.
Yeah. But if it wouldn't have been published, all right. Wasn't there the thing in the garden of the woman we've?
Yes, it
That
was.
was
Yeah,
a,
there was a ball
Brian
thing as well.
Dubal.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's her name? Yala.
Yeah. Yala. You didn't get her last name, but
Well, at least we know where to get one key.
or did you? I don't know. Remember if you got her last name. Yeah.
But I didn't write it down.
To the manor garden. Well, that's. Could it really be that easy? Just get the key to her garden. Well, not easy, but
the fish is also that easy. I mean,
yeah, exactly. That's true. Get the key to the yeah. Well, that's a starting point, at least.
so that gives us
Not
the
right.
key and the fish. It gives us the other key, which you already have.
Elven Codex.
Oh, Codex.
Yeah, Codex is a old book, right? So it's a big.
A book from a forgotten elven civilization.
Oh, we can try
Captain Sword can
the
help with that.
bookstore.
Or Captain Sword.
Yeah, or try the bookstore near
Doesn't
Trollskull Alley.
necessarily have to be topside elves.
Interesting. So that would just leave us with an amulet we need to find. Well, we can probably...
To be honest,
No,
forgotten elven civilization.
we
Yes.
don't need to look for the amulet.
You have one?
I put my amulet underneath my clothes again.
Alright.
Okay.
I had a suspicion ever since we found some of the notes mentioning my mother. This is the only thing I have left from my mother. And one of the last times I went to talk to Captain Sword, he was complaining that I was difficult to track down.
Ah,
And combined with this key, this request, as it has some sort of meaning to some of us in one way or another, I can only imagine it has something to do with this.
Yeah, you may replace your maternal amulet in your inventory with an amulet of non-detection magic item that you're attuned to.
Ooh, free stuff.
free magic item.
Background stuff.
So. Alright.
So we need a codex. And we need a key and we need a goldfish. We basically know where to get all three.
Well, the codex might be a bit more difficult than just visiting a bookshop, but yeah.
Yeah, but if Andre is right, and it can be the Codex of Drow. Can you ask the stone if he wants a specific one?
You immediately hear your head. Oh, I want a specific one.
He wants a specific one, yeah.
Of course he does. Is it?
So that's probably at yeah. Your buddy's under it.
Oh, not to discourage you, but there's probably more forgotten elven civilizations that there are alive elven civilizations. We've been around a long time.
True, but I mean a lot of these things are connected to things we know. So assuming that's as well the case for the codex, it's probably in possession of Andre's employer, or since those are around.
Seems like a logical
It's an assumption,
conclusion.
but
Yeah.
everything else is connected to what we're doing, so or who we know.
But it sounds like you guys already decided that you wanna go to this vault.
Well, you know my standpoint, but
Yes, on the kind of talking to the other two.
I'm with Sean, no matter what he chooses. Like I said.
Why not? In for a copper, in for a dragon.
I think the only reasonable other course of action is probably, like Olivia said, give it to the dragon, throw it in the ocean. Doesn't solve our problems, but might be the right thing to do in this situation.
I can't do that. Not yet, anyway.
Well, then that's good enough for me.
Let's go piss off a deity. Why not?
Yeah.
You mind actually, you hear Sean, okay, let's, you know, I don't mind ending up in the bottom ocean because I always get found. But the elven civilization I'm looking for is Zilla Vanide. And you, it's
Can you spell that?
Yeah, I wrote it in the chat.
It's in the chat,
Ah, sorry.
please. It's a very interesting civilization. You should look it up.
All right. Apparently, the stone wants us to find something from the Sylvanide
And
race deities.
And also to give you another, there's more than one key to the Commander Garden.
Great.
Well,
More than one.
you have to pick one, but I mean, there's multiple options you can choose from.
All right.
Actually, there's a lot of options you can choose from.
Okay.
Sylvanida, does that say anything to you, Olivia?
You make an history check, Olivia. Yeah, you've heard some stories about it, but in the very old books.
Yeah.
From where you come from, you learn a lot of history in your younger years, and it might have come up.
Probably
Uh,
heard
what's the-
something about it in school and studies and stuff.
Yeah, it's actually it hails from the High Forest. That's what you know, and it's there was this old civilization. Let's see. What else do you know about it? And well, let's see. Let's see. What else do you know? Yeah, it's an old time ago. They were part of the Sun Elf realm, and they aspired to be like gods, but they also repeated some crimes, and they fell prey to the arrogance, ambition, and some dark magic, and some very they were very much into curses and dark magic and stuff like that, and the demonic taint created this like elf sub-race crossbreed, and in the end they were taken. There was the Seven Citadels War, and you guys you can roll a history check for this as well if you had details this, and then after that the civilization was lost, but they loved puzzles, they loved cursed items, stuff like that. At least that's Olivia, that what you know. Whatever you divulge to them, of course, but.
Do you tell us any of this?
Yeah. Well, basically, I tell that I know I've heard about them, and like there were evil people who cursed everything, and then like there was a big war that ended them long ago.
Alright.
Oh,
To be honest, I don't
It's,
see why anyone wants to find those evil.
I think it's more the challenge of just getting the actual book. But I think if we need to get to something illicit, rare, expensive, and potentially illegal, I have to plan a visit to Captain Sword. I think might be our bet. My bet.
Is he not gonna ask questions? He doesn't seem like the type not to ask questions.
If we can pay,
With
he won't care.
Is he the type who would help you find 500,000 dragons and let you keep it?
No.
That's sort of what I was hinting at when I meant to say he's the type who asks questions. I mean, I understand.
I'll spin a tale. There's plenty of eccentric people in this city to work for. Could easily be freelancing to find a relic for some eccentric collector that picked up an interest for Sunshine Elves.
Let's just be careful with who we talk to about this.
Okay.
Alright.
If you're done talking, and you can separate across the rooms and have a long rest. if you
Finally,
want.
take a long rest.
Yeah.
Where are
And
you sleeping,
Actually
Olivia?
level up tonight.
Hold on.
Yes.
Where are you sleeping, Olivia?
Like this is one room, right?
Yeah, but
There's
we
two
also...
rooms. One with a functioning roof. The other one is heavy, but it seems there's a lot of fog, but it's not raining at the
Are you
moment.
sleeping with us, or are you getting your own
No,
room?
I'm sleeping in the dirty room. Like, I'm not staying this with you guys.
And the rest of you?
I guess we're roomies then.
Yeah.
Well,
Slumber party.
after Olivia leaves, I'll say I think she's evil. I think she's just trying to hide what she really is. And I throw a key on the floor. I took this key from the body of one of the bodyguards in Yalas, whatever her name is, manor. And I think it's the key to their gate. One secret was a fish, just to piss off the Xanatar. One secret was yours, Sean. One secret was yours, Andre. This is mine, I guess. Which means she holds the fifth key. Or, to be more clearly, the codex of an evil elven civilization, which she claims to not be a part of. But when we wanted to hand off the stone, she sort of forced our hands. But when pushed into shove, she didn't say anything. She just wanted to keep the stone for herself. I think she's playing a trick on us.
That is quite an accusation, but
To what end?
yeah.
I don't know. But she clearly knows a lot more about this whole elven thing than she's letting on. She hasn't been straight with us ever. She says she works for the Grey Ants, but when she finds something truly valuable, truly threatening to the safety of this city, she doesn't want to hand it over to the Blackstaff. None of it makes sense.
True.
You want to send your pet around, both to make sure she's safe alone in her room, and in case she's not, have a snoop around.
I don't know what she's not gonna do anything to us, I think. I think she's too smart for that. I'm
But
just
in any
saying.
case, just since she's on her own, maybe have your bird there in case shit happens.
Alright, I'll have the bird flap around since it's already outside. Just fly over to the room where Olivia's in and sit in front of the window.
Yeah, both your bird and Olivia can make a perception check to see if you notice each other. Well, you can make a stealth check and a perception check to see what you see, and Olivia can make a perception check to see if you notice Talia's bird.
Stealth is Dex, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Dex. Yeah. Natural 20. Okay.
Perception, you said, right?
It doesn't see anything.
Yeah.
What do you
You
think?
don't notice the bird, Olivia. That's for sure.
The bird also don't notice anything.
Uh,
It does notice Olivia.
it's very stealthy though. It's very.
What's
It's sitting there. It's probably looking at the wrong side of the roof altogether. That's sure.
well, I guess my bird will keep an eye on the room. Told it to warn us if it sees any danger coming. But, yeah. I'm just saying, if we're... I think she's leading us on a wild goose chase if she wants us to find a codex, which she probably already has. I think that
Well.
stone is just looking for secrets. One for each. And one that will potentially be our downfall, which is the fish. Unless she has the fish. But I doubt that.
That would be a thing.
There's little peasant
Maybe she-
all the time.
Maybe she's Senator.
Yeah, that would be worse, so...
Lovelist. Jeez, that would be awesome. By the way, I would have thought. I wish I would have thought about that.
Yeah. Wie is de mol?
Yeah, exactly.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Well, so we go for Senator and keep an eye on
Yeah,
Olivia.
I say we find the goldfish and then look kindly at Olivia to see if she's willing to open this vault.
Yeah,
Alright.
itching for a good fight. It's like I haven't been fighting at all lately.
I just look at all my wounds.
Well,
I find... does the door open outward or inwards?
Inwards. It's
I'll sleep with my back against the door.
Sure.
So that you'll have to push me forward to open it.
Okay. Well, unless something else happens, you can all take a long rest and level up.
Yeah.
And deduct your upkeep gold.
Very good.
Oh yeah.
So
Can we take a short break?
yeah, I'll take a short break and see you in a sec.